Hello everyone, this is part 14 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. This was worse than Sasuke going on a tear with the attempted destruction of the Sound Nins. Now, Naruto could become a victim of Sasuke's out-of-control behavior. The two continued to stare each other down. Team 10 and Sakura feared the worst. Sakura, this isn't good, this isn't, Sasuke. Stoop. Please, stop. Sakura threw herself at Sasuke in an attempt to put an end to this madness. As she cried her eyes out for the two to stop, Sasuke's mark receded and he seemed to come to his senses. As it did, Sakura knew that she had gotten through to him. A great tragedy averted, everyone in the area sighed in relief. Dosu, the curse mark is disappearing, looks like we're saved, you are strong, Sasuke, we can't defeat you at this point. Here is a gift to you for letting us leave. This may be convenient, but there is something we must find out now, but I promise you this, if there is another time in which our paths cross during this exam, we will neither run nor hide, placing his scroll on the ground. He picked up his fallen comrades and proceeded to make his escape. With the trouble momentarily past, everyone gathered around and tried to help where they could. Neji, that chakra was abnormal, is the Uchiha clan that strong? Sasuke, so what exactly happened while I was out? What happened to your hair? Sakura, oh, this. I was just trying to change my image. I like it longer but, you know, in this forest it can get in the way. Sasuke, right. During all of this, Tenten managed to slap Lee awake. He didn't seem to have been completely out of it, seemingly knowing what happened to a certain point. What he didn't know, Tenten filled him in on. Seeing that he was conscious, Sakura made her way over to thank him with Sasuke not far behind. Sakura, Lee, thanks to you, I awakened a better side of myself. I feel like I've become a little stronger. Lee was touched. Sakura's little speech really moved him to tears, or a waterfall. Lee let his emotions get the better of him for that moment, but he quickly regained his composure. Lee, it looks like I need to work much harder, looks over to Sasuke. Sasuke, the Uchiha clan is truly great. To drive off those ninjas, you are indeed incredible. I was of no use and only got beaten up. Sasuke, what does he mean? He was beaten. What's going on here? Were those guys really that strong? Lee, Sakura, I may have failed this time, but, the leaf lotus blooms twice, I will be stronger the next time you see me, I promise. Sakura just nodded as she was called over by Ino, who wanted to fix her hair. Though trying to hide it, it was obvious that the two were once again squabbling over Sasuke matters. It was starting to get ugly as something about locking Ino up in a pig pen and Sakura being a lesbian could be heard. This carried on, but everyone else just ignored it the best that they could. Neji, he seems to be a formidable opponent, but we'll see. Lee and his team had disembarked on their quest to find their own means of passing the test. Team 10, at the suggestion of Ino, however, stuck around. Sakura, we're fine you guys. Thanks for the support, but we can take it from here. Ino, oh, nonsense. We're really worried about you. At this point you're very vulnerable, so we would like to help you guys. Sasuke, what are you guys after? Ino, what do you mean Sasuke? We aren't after anything, looking suspicious. Sasuke, well, you guys are obviously up to something. It would only make sense that you want to try and take our scrolls while you can. Ino, that's not what we're doing here. You've got it all wrong. The truth is, I've missed you Sasuke. I just want to spend a little more time with you, cozying up to him. Shikamaru, nice one Ino. Something totally believable to throw him off track. In fact, we are after one of your scrolls, and seeing that all of you are in pretty bad shape, our chances of succeeding is pretty high. Sakura, why don't you guys just get out of here? We can take care of ourselves. Ino, like I said, I can't bear to leave Sasuke with just you and Naruto to look after him. I'll personally guarantee that nothing happens to him. Shikamaru, Don't tell me, her intentions really are to spend more time with Sasuke, Ino. Sakura, we don't need your help. Sasuke, Naruto, and I, notices he's missing, Naruto. Naruto was still hunched over in the very same spot. It looked as if he was having a tough time recuperating. Naruto, it's hot, are you guys hot, cause I'm burning up. Beginning to STS. He pulled off his jacket and followed up with his shirt. Sakura, Naruto, what are you doing? Slightly blushing. Ino, he doesn't look so good. Chuji, it kind of looks like he's gonna throw up any minute now, eating chips. Everyone paid close attention to Naruto after that. Even though they didn't want to see it, they didn't want to miss it either. They anxiously waited for Naruto to do anything really. He had been crouched there for a while now and it started to seem like he may be doing it just for attention. That's when he started to move. He jumped up and ran into the forest. This left the others baffled as it was so sudden. Curious as to what was going on, Ino took it into her hands to see after Naruto, by volunteering Shikamaru and Chuji. Reluctantly, the two complied, but they couldn't find him. Fortunately, in the distance they had found an article of his clothing. It was his pants. They continued on until they found his boxes. Shikamaru, ugh, it'd probably be best if we turned back now. There's no way I want to see this side of Naruto. They continued on to find a nude Naruto. They didn't see anything, but they did see it begin. Ino, ugh, what's taking those idiots so long? Maybe you should go and check Sakura, evil glint in her eyes. Sakura, well, I am starting to get a little worried. Sasuke, I'm sure he's notices something. Chuji, run for your lives. It's some kind of monster. He's gonna eat us. Shikamaru and Chuji came bolting from the trees. Chuji was moving so fast that he was like a blur. It was the fastest Ino had ever seen him move, but why now all of a sudden? It was also clear when a giant winged beast came bursting through the forest, knocking over and uprooting trees. It was a dragon, it was. Sakura, Naruto. Ino, that thing is Naruto. But how? Sakura, well, from what I understand, Naruto is from a clan similar to the Inuzuka, but instead of having an animal partner like Kiba, they pretty much are the animal itself. At times, they can actually turn into the animal that they share a connection with, and since Naruto is from a clan of dragons, well. Shikamaru, don't just stand there. Help us out here. Chuji, help us. I don't want to end up as food for something else. While all of this was going on, havoc and destruction was taking place. The entire area was either being crushed, broken, or blown over. The rampaging, yet limping, dragons seemed to be fixated on Shikamaru and Chuji, who had been running around the area with the devastation following. Ino, is Naruto always like this when he transforms or whatever? Sakura, well, last time he was attacking a group of people. Ino, he attacked a group of people. Sakura, yeah, but they were bad guys. I'm sure he'll calm down any moment now. That moment never seemed to come as the dragon was still wreaking havoc. Sakura, Ino, and Sasuke didn't make a big deal about it since they weren't the ones it was after, that was, until Shikamaru and Chuji ran to their friends for a little assistance. Without hesitation the entire group ran for their lives with the ferocious dragon in hot pursuit. Using the massive trees and the dragon's sheer size to their advantage, Teams 7 and 10 ducked behind tree after tree trying to lose their stalker. This, however, didn't seem to work, as just when they thought they were safe, another tree would be decimated. When they would hide behind a tree or under it, the dragon would melt it away, not with fire, but just with its breath. No matter where they ran or where they hid, the dragon kept after them, until they came upon a group of giant tigers. Each tiger alone had to have been at least 20 feet tall and 25 feet long, while Naruto the dragon was only about 15 feet tall and long. And on top of that, the three of them were eyeing Lone Dragon, looking mighty hungry. They encircled Naruto and as one made it behind him, it pounced. With one swift swing of the tail, Naruto pinned the cat to the ground. The other two then attempted to attack as well. They pounced and Naruto the dragon stood on its hind legs to avoid claws and fangs to the head. In one motion he then crashed to the ground and spewed hot air from his mouth. Immediately one of the tiger's fur and skin began to melt, the other was fortunate enough to avoid this disaster. Naruto struggled, but still managed to take to the air, freeing the first tiger. Seeing what happened to their friend didn't turn him away, however. Since they had missed a nice little meal earlier, they were not about to give up that easily. It was either K or be Ked. Naruto the dragon swooped down ready to attack. One of the tigers leapt to meet him in midair and claws met F. The tiger had driven its claws into the legs of Naruto and wasn't letting go, but Naruto had driven his claws, the talons on his feet, into the chest of the tiger. They then crash landed with the tiger on the bottom, killing it instantly. There was only one more left. The desperate tiger charged at full speed, hoping to take Naruto out before he could turn around. This, however, didn't work. Before the tiger could reach him, Naruto turned around and spewed a beam of chakra, resembling his dragon wave attack. This jarred the tiger and finalized just who was the king of this jungle. Apparently, Naruto the dragon wasn't hungry because instead of eating his fill, he seemed to be looking for something. He was only a few meters away from teams 7 and 10 when an arrow embedded itself in his hide. Ino, where did that come from? Kiba, Hinata, what in the world are you shooting at? She didn't say anything. She just pulled out more arrows and 3 more arrows soon found their marks in Naruto's wings, which he did not like. His roar echoed through the forest. Hinata, you two stay here, putting her bow on her back. Kiba, as if, like we'd let you go off and do something dangerous on your own, so, who are we fighting, grinning. When they got close enough to see the creature without the use of the Byakugan or special gadgets, but not so close that they would be in jeopardy, Kiba freaked. Kiba, what the hell? What the hell is that? It's some kind of monster. Shino, I believe, it's a dragon. Hinata, no, I mean yes, I mean, it's not a monster, it's a dragon, it's Naruto. Kiba, you mean to tell me that that thing is Naruto? Hinata, yes. Shino, how would you know this? Hinata, well, somehow, I can just tell. I've been able to find Naruto wherever he is for a while now. Shino, and you want to stop him, how can we help? Hinata, just leave everything to me, oh, I hope he stops because I don't know what to do. The dragon seemed to have gone mad as his destruction just seemed to become more random. In all the confusion, he turned and was now heading in teams 7 and 10's direction. Before they knew it he was right on top of them, but something stopped him from crushing them all like roaches. Hinata stood before the colossal beast and for some reason it wasn't crushing her. That all changed in an instant as the dragon charged right for her. Hinata, Naruto, I want to save you, but I don't know how, begins glowing. Something took over Hinata and she began to emit a blinding light. She shined as shimmering wings grew from her back and what appeared to be chakra began to form around her wrists. When the transformation was done, Hinata looked like a Ino, is that a fairy? How is a fairy supposed to stop a gigantic rampaging monster? Her question would soon be answered as the beast continued to charge. Hinata stood her ground, it was all or nothing, stop him or this was it. Everyone looked on anxiously as the dragon came closer and closer, but he had stopped in his tracks. Hinata fluttered her wings and gently placed her hands on the dragon's forehead. One ring of chakra expanded and collared the dragon's end while the other wrapped around its tail. The dragon began to glow and there was another blinding flash of light. Hinata was now standing there, wings gone, and collapsed into Shino and Kiba's arms. In front of them, where the once towering dragon stood, was Naruto back to himself, and completely in the buff. Ino, okay, well, I didn't need to see that, why couldn't it have been Sasuke? Sakura, Naruto, you pervert, put some clothes, realizing something was off. Before she could say another word he collapsed and fell unconscious. Kiba, waiting, this is awkward, waiting, isn't anyone gonna put some clothes on that guy? Ino, Ushikamaru. Anko and Tu Anbu were going over the details of what she had been through since the exams began, including almost being eaten by giant tigers. She also explained why the exam could not be stopped at this point, otherwise the Leaf Village would be in big trouble. She now had to explain the threat Orochimaru had laid out to the Hokage. Before escorting there, Anko was asked to view something strange. It turned out to be a video of the first team that completed the survival test. The Sand Trio had made it to the tower after 1 hour and 37 minutes into it, and that wasn't even the abnormal part about it. Gaara had completed the second test without as much as a speck of dirt on him, making the test look like a joke. Hinata awoke to her team and teams 7 and 10 sitting around a campfire. They were all talking and enjoying each other's company, for the most part. Sakura and Ino were feuding over Sasuke and Kiba was yelling at Shino for unknown reasons. Everything was as it should be, but something seemed to be missing, Naruto. Hinata didn't know where he was and she felt too weak to get up and search for him. She was beginning to worry. Soon after she got up, Akamaru ran over to her wagging his tail like he was as happy as ever. Kiba, Hinata, you're awake. That's great, now we can get going to the tower. Shino, we should at least wait until morning. Kiba, wait what? Why? Shino, because for one, Hinata just woke up so she may not be fully recovered yet. 2. If we were to make our way through the forest at this time of night with one member being unable to defend herself, we would be the perfect victims for man and beast alike, and here with the others is a lot safer than being on our own for the night. Besides, we all could benefit from everyone looking out for each other at this point. Kiba, fine, but we're leaving as soon as Hinata is able to. Hinata smiled at this. Everyone was willing to be buddy-buddy like, at least for the night, which was a good thing. The only problem was that Hinata couldn't shake her worries about Naruto. She couldn't remember what had happened before she woke up. Sakura walked over to where Hinata sat with some food, water, and bandages. Hinata didn't know what the bandages were for, she didn't feel like she had any need for them. She soon found out exactly what they were for when Sakura handed her the food and water and pulled the cover up beside her. There lay Naruto right at her side. Hinata was surprised that he was sleeping right next to her. She couldn't help but blush at this, but she stopped when she saw how banged up he looked. Hinata, what happened to Naruto? Sakura, what, you mean the scars and bruises? Don't worry, you didn't do this to him. We had gotten into a few scuffles before the whole, rampaging, dragon thing, so don't worry. If I know Naruto, he'll be up and about before you know it, smiling. Hinata, oh, I've got something that could help with his scars and bruises, reaching into her bag. She then pulled out something in a little tube and handed it to Sakura. Sakura, Hinata, what is this stuff? Hinata, oh, it's a special ointment that I developed. It should help Naruto recover from his wounds faster. Sakura, okay, I'll give it a try now. Sakura gently began to unwrap Naruto's bandages, revealing his rippling muscles. Hinata began to blush furiously as she couldn't help but stare at Naruto's muscular young body. She then recalled the events up to when she fainted and why. True, she was exhausted, but not so much that she couldn't see what was before her. When Naruto had returned to normal, he wasn't wearing any clothes. The shock of seeing everything that the guy she admired had as he stood in the nude was too much for her. Her mind went into overload and she fainted. When all of this information and the detailed images came flooding back, Hinata was as red as a tomato. Her brain went into Y2K mode and everything shut down, causing her to once again faint. This freaked Sakura out as 1 minute she is sitting there having a conversation with Hinata, and the next she just collapses. Sakura did all she could to revive her, but with further investigation she figured that it must have been due to exhaustion. With no real danger present, Sakura let her sleep and maybe they'd get another chance to get to know each other better. It was the middle of the night and everyone was asleep. The sounds of the night could be heard, crickets, owls, something being eaten. The usual nighttime stuff, loud crunches could be heard as something apparently had a voracious appetite. The way this creature was eating, it was enough to turn any animal's stomach. The crunches and munches became louder and quicker. It was horrible. It was Naruto. He had gotten up in the middle of the night, sleepwalking, and was eating everything he could get his hands on. This continued on into the night. Next morning, Kiba, what the hell? WHO ate all our food. If the forest wasn't awake before, it was now as Kiba yelled at the top of his lungs. Every morsel of food that they had collected, all 3 teams, had been mysteriously eaten. There wasn't so much as a crumb left. This was an outrage. Kiba was desperate to find the culprit behind this catastrophe. Hinata could feel something strange touching her. Unknowingly, she reached back and grabbed a hold of it. She had no idea of what it was, just that it was long. Not knowing what it was, she then gave it a little squeeze to see how it felt. In doing this, she heard a little and it was coming from behind her. She then realized that she had been next to Naruto the night before, so whatever it was must have belonged to him. But if so, what could she have in her hand? Unsure of what it could be, Hinata decided to take a look to clear up this little mystery. She turned around with the mystery item still in her hand but met face to face with a sleeping Naruto. Shocked, she immediately jumped up throwing off the cover revealing what was in her hand. Hinata had a firm grasp on something of Naruto's. Everyone turned around to see what had happened. Sasuke and Sakura were surprised because they didn't think that this would happen. Hinata was embarrassed that everyone could see her holding it and then, Naruto woke up. Naruto, Hinata. Why are you holding my tail? Hinata, I'm sorry Naruto. I grabbed it before I woke up, and, well. Naruto, wait a minute. You're holding my tail. Naruto looked down and it surely was his tail. Somehow it must have grown back over some time. Naruto, my tail. It grew back, jumping around. Kiba, why is he so happy about that? When did he lose it? Sakura, he lost it a while ago. The details aren't important because it's not important. Sasuke, I'm more interested in how it grew back after that horrible scene. Sakura, Naruto, you should take it easy, you still haven't fully recovered. Naruto, what are you talking about? I feel as good as new. Naruto was turning flips all over the place and hugging everyone around. His display showed exactly why he is known as the Leaf Village's #1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja. He was as energetic as ever, but it all came to an end when his stomach began growling. Naruto, oh man, I'm hungry. Sakura, sorry Naruto, it looks like some wild animal came by last night and ate all of our food. Shikamaru looked over at Naruto. Naruto, what? I guess I'll just have to hunt whatever it was down and. Kiba, wait a minute. I know this scent, it's Naruto. Looks over at him. Naruto, what? Sakura, Naruto, you pig. Ino, what did I do this time? Sakura, what? No, I was talking about Naruto and how he ate all our food. Naruto, but I didn't. Kiba, you must have snuck over here and stuffed your face hoping that we wouldn't suspect a thing. Naruto, how could I have done that when I don't even remember waking up and doing it? Shino, perhaps you were sleepwalking, or rather, sleep-eating. Naruto, I could never, thinks it over. Sakura Plusino, sounds like Naruto. Sasuke, makes sense, walking off. Naruto, what do you guys mean? Wait a minute, where are you going Sasuke? Sasuke, to find more food. Naruto, great, then I'll come and help too. Sasuke was going to object but before he could Naruto was far ahead. Kiba soon followed along to lend a hand. With food on the way, Sakura decided to check on how Hinata's recovery was progressing. While she was doing this, Shikamaru decided that this was as good a time as any for his team to depart. Shikamaru, come on Ino, Chuji, we gotta get going if we're going to pass this thing, what a drag. Ino, but what about Sasuke? He still hasn't fully recovered yet. Shikamaru, I'm sure he'll be fine, but we won't if we don't get a move on. Sakura, he's right, if you want to pass this test you'll have to find Anther Scroll, come to think of it, why have you been wasting your time here with us when you probably could have been done? Shino, they probably planned on taking one of our scrolls whenever they had the chance, but they never got it. My guess is that they were going to take what they needed while we were all sleeping and slip away in the middle of the night, but Naruto's sleep-eating spoiled that plan because they thought he was wide awake, well, am I right, Shikamaru? Kiba, Sasuke, and Naruto were on their way back to camp with a net full of fish. Naruto was so happy about their success that he was salivating. He couldn't wait until all of those tasty-looking fish were in his belly. That's when they walked in on Shikamaru's explanation. Shikamaru, that's right, I was planning on taking Naruto's team scroll, but then you guys showed up. I've been trying to convince Ino that we needed to get going for the past couple of days now, but she's really been concerned with Sasuke's well-being. As of yesterday, I decided that I would take whoever's scroll I could get my hands on, so I was gonna wait for everyone to fall asleep and make my move. I stayed up pretty late and was gonna find what we needed and then was gonna wake Ino and Chuji so that we could be gone before you guys woke up, but Naruto got up and started scarfing down all the food he could. I was gonna wait until he filled his belly and went back to sleep, but he never stopped. Before I knew it, I was waking up to Kiba yelling about the missing food. We've only got a day to get what we need and we're desperate. Shikamaru stepped forward, causing Shino and Sakura to ready themselves for whatever he may be planning. If they were to attack now, who's to say that Shino wouldn't take Hinata and leave Sakura on her own? Things weren't looking so good now. Shikamaru, we're desperate, but I realized something important this morning. Sasuke has his team's scrolls, and he has 3 in all. Sasuke, so you're looking for a handout, is that what it is? Shikamaru, the way I see it, it's the least you could do after all the help we've been to you guys these past couple of days. Sasuke, we'll see about that. Shikamaru, if that's the case, Chuji, Ino, let's get moving. We don't have time to waste here. Team 10 prepared to depart, when someone emerged from the shadows, landing in the center of the group. All. Kabuto. Over the recently caught fish, Kabuto told the group of his reasons for paying him a visit. Kabuto, hey, I'm glad I found you guys, there's something I want to talk to you about. Sasuke, so, what is it? Kabuto, I'm on my way to meet up with my teammates, but. Naruto, you know don't you? Sasuke, know what? Kabuto, yeah, but I'll tell you as we move. The smoke from the fire, as well as those fish, could attract the attention of wild animals, and enemies. He looked over his shoulder to where an enemy ninja was spying. Realizing that his cover was as good as blown, the ninja disappeared. This caught Naruto's attention. Naruto, that, just now, there was someone there, but I couldn't, what's going on with me? Kabuto and the Rookie 9 were leaping through the forest as Kabuto informed him of his plan to reach the tower in time to pass the test. Sasuke, is there really anyone else besides us left? Kabuto, yeah, no doubt about it. Just think about it, do you know the best fighting tactic, in a large area like this jungle? The goal to this test is the tower, right? So when there is only 1 day left, the easiest place to get a scroll is Naruto, near the tower, I thought as much. Sakura, what, you knew? Naruto, yeah, well, sort of. When I woke up I could sense a lot of chakra signatures around the tower, but. Ino, but if they're all gathering around the tower, wouldn't they run the risk of being attacked themselves if they get what they want? Shino, since it's the last day and there are so few teams left, or they don't want to waste time searching for scrolls that aren't there, it's probably worth the risk. Ino, what do you mean? Shino, a certain someone wanted to find other teams and collect or destroy their scrolls in order to minimize the competition. Kiba, Shino, you jerk. You didn't have to tell them that. Sure, I wanted to do that, but we got sidetracked so I didn't and there's no harm done. Shino, I didn't say that it was you. They may not have known who I was talking about if you hadn't said anything. Kiba, oh, Shikamaru, even so, the fact that you thought of it, there could have been someone else with that very same frame of mind. Kabuto, well anyway, all that aside, all those gathered will be trouble. I'm sure that they're very desperate to get their hands on any scroll that they can. There should already be traps set by teams lying in wait, and that's not even the worst part of this situation. Sasuke, what's the worst part then? Kabuto, there are people called collectors that show up at this time in the test. Basically, they're those that collect extra scrolls in case they run into stronger enemies and need a gift to ensure their escape, or those that try and receive favors and information by delivering scrolls to a team from their village. They could even be those that desire to pick off more teams while at an advantage to ensure an easier time during the rest of the test. Many others turned to look at an embarrassed Kiba after hearing this. Sasuke, I see, I finally understand why you wanted our help, you're scared. Kabuto, of course. Me on my own against countless unknown enemies is pretty troublesome. Shikamaru stopped on a tree branch. This caught the attention of the others, causing them to stop as well. Ino, Shikamaru, what are you doing? We have to hurry or we'll never make it in time. Shikamaru, aren't you forgetting Ino? We only have 1 scroll and need 2 in order to pass. The best thing for us to do at this point is to ambush a team like those at the tower, or get a scroll from one of these guys. Naruto, how about we give you one of our extras if you help us? Sasuke, what are you saying, Naruto? Sakura, it's not really a bad idea, we may need the extra help. Sasuke, do you realize what you're saying? Naruto, what, are you scared of a little more compassion? Sly grin. Sasuke, sigh, fine, we'll give you one of our extras if you help us. Ino, oh, Sasuke. Shikamaru, I knew you had an extra scroll, but who's to say that it's the one we need? Besides, I don't exactly trust you enough to allow myself to be used like this, it's such a drag, no offense. Naruto, frankly, I could really care less if you guys help us or not, just means more action and excitement for us, but how about this, if we don't have the scroll you need, we help you find the one you're looking for while we can, how about it? Shikamaru was unsure if he should risk everything on a little vow, but then he saw Naruto's bright smile. He figured it was better than wasting time trying to find it themselves, a bunch of eyes would be better than a few. Shikamaru, sure, we'll help, if we don't happen to pass, at least we'll be done with this exam. But just answer me this one thing before we go, why are you so concerned about us getting through this test? Naruto, why? Well, it was something Hinata said to me during the first test, we should stick together while we can, us being rookies and all, besides, I don't want the next part of the exam to be too easy, big smile. Once again they were on their way to the tower and in no time they could see it in the distance. They were almost home free. They quietly and cautiously made their way to the tower, but something was wrong. Something about the forest seemed to be a bit off. They would soon find out exactly what that was as they continued. They were sneaking along the forest, concealing themselves behind trees and bushes in hopes of going undetected. Suddenly, Akamaru piped up. Kiba, this is bad you guys, this entire area reeks of blood. Ino, maybe we should go another way, turning around. Everyone had the same thought but noticed that something was amiss. The way that they had come had disappeared and they were now surrounded by different paths. But which one was the right way? After a rough few days, the Leaf Genin find themselves in another tough situation. How will they get themselves out this time? That will be all for this video, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos, goodbye.